Hello and welcome everybody. Today I will show you some tricks to break your bad habits. I think every one of us had a moment in life when he got a lot of bad habits. I personally had many bad habits that consumed most of my time, and that did not let me achieve my dreams. Then when I discovered these tricks, most of the bad habits that I had start to disappear by time, and that led me to live more happier in the life that I want. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive all our news. 1. Identify your bad habits. The first step you need to start with is to identify your bad habits. For that you need to think about all the things that you spend your day in, and then you should know what are the things that you are doing that makes you go away from your goals. Once you figure out, write down that on your notes or in a small paper. There is something about committing a price to a paper that makes that promise more real. Researchers have found that just writing out a goal and keeping it handy to look at every day or as many times as you need to can help you stay on track. So write down your promise to yourself and read it before every meal and at bedtime. 2. Choose a substitute for your bad habit. When we come to the idea of changing our bad habits, you need to have a plan ahead of time for how you will respond when you face the need to do your bad habit. What are you going to do when you get the urge to smoke? For this, for example, you can do some breathing exercise instead. What are you going to do when you feel you need to check your social media accounts? You can, for example, read something instead. Whatever it is and whatever you are dealing with, you need to have a plan for what you will do instead of your bad habit. It would be maybe difficult at first times, but with practice and time, the result will come. 3. Train yourself to think differently about your bad habits. Even we hate a habit we are doing, like smoking or biting our nails, we tend to continue doing them because they provide us with some sort of satisfaction or psychological reward. Catch yourself thinking any positive thought or feeling about your bad habits and reframe them to remind you of the negative aspect. In other words, in this case, it's good to think like a hater. 4. Cut out as many triggers as possible. If you smoke when you get stressed, then try to control your emotions so don't be stressed anymore. If you get distracted when you are working at home, then consider moving to another place. If the first thing you do when you sit on PC is wasting time on Facebook, then consider deactivate completely your Facebook. Make it easier on yourself to break bad habits by avoiding the things that cause them. Also, if your environment makes your bad habits easier and good habits harder, then consider changing your environment. Over time, if you do the same behavior in the same place, your surrounding can become a trigger, sometimes too subtle to notice. If you go on smoke breaks in your office parking lot, the parking lot itself can become a cue to smoke. Switch up your surrounds in even the smallest way. The 20-second rule can help you too. Make bad habits take 20 seconds longer to start. For example, move junk food to the back of the pantry to it's less accessible and plant some healthy snacks up front. In this scenario, you are relying on your laziness to settle for whatever is closest to your mouth. 5. Keep it simple. It's usually hard to change a habit because the behavior has become easy and automatic. The opposite is true too. New behavior can be hard because your brain's basal ganglia, the autopilot part, hasn't taken over this behavior yet. Simplifying new behaviors helps you integrate them into your autopilot routines. For example, instead of saying, I must waste 5 kg with practicing sport this month, you can say I should waste 1.5 kg every week. For that you are making more simple for your mind to do it. 6. Think long-term. Habits often form because they satisfy short-term impulses. The weight showing on your nails might immediately calm your nerves, but short-term desires often have long-term consequences, like nasty, splintered, showed-up fingers. Focusing long-term while trying to change some habits will help you remember why you are investing the effort. 7. Persist. Research has shown that what you have done before is a strong indicator of what you will do next. This means established habits are hard to break, but the good news is if you keep at it, your new behavior will turn into habits too. Persistence works. At first it might be painful to get up at 5 a.m. for that jog, but soon it will be second nature. 8. You don't need to be someone else. You just need to return the old version of you. So often we think that to break a bad habit, we need to become an entirely new person. The truth is that you already have it in you to be someone without your bad habits. In fact, it's very unlikely that you had these bad habits all of your life. You don't need to quit smoking. You just need to return to being a no-smoker. You don't need to transform into a healthy person. You just need to return being healthy. Even if it was years ago, you have already lived without this bad habit, which means you can most definitely do it again. This trick will absolutely make it more easier on your mind to quit your bad habits as well. 9. Use the word but to overcome negative self-talk. One thing about battling bad habits is that it's easy to judge yourself for not acting better. Every time you slip up or make a mistake, it's easy to tell yourself how much you suck. Whenever that happens, finish the sentence with but. I'm not smart enough to succeed in my work, but I can learn more about smartness and playing brain games. I'm fat, but I could be in shape in a few months from now. I'm stupid and nobody respects me, but I'm working to develop a valuable skill. I'm a failure, but everybody fails sometimes. So rather than beating yourself up over a mistake, plan for it. We all get off track. What separates top performers from everyone else is that they get back on track very quickly. 10. Go slow and make tiny changes. Forming better new habits takes time and effort, but breaking established bad habits may be even harder for some people. So be patient with yourself, and instead of making dramatic adjustments, try focusing on one habit, and the smallest step you can take is to trick your brain with food and dieting. For example, small changes like reducing one pack of sugar or switch cream in your coffee to low-fat milk can make a big difference in the long run, and may inspire additional small but meaningful changes. 11. Find a better reason to quit. We know that we shouldn't smoke or eat fast food every day, but that awareness itself may not be enough for us to kick the habit. For example, in addition to thinking you should quit smoking because it will be better for your health, you can better motivate yourself to do it because it may help your breathing becomes more well, and that will lead you to be more active and enjoy hiking in a way you weren't able to before. 12. Visualize yourself succeeding. See yourself throwing away the cigarettes or buying healthy food instead of that unhealthy meal, or even waking up early. Whatever the bad habit is that you are looking to break, visualize yourself crushing it. This way, you will make it easier for your mind to believe that you can quit it. This trick will play especially on your psychology and will let you know that you already did it on your head, which will trigger you to make it in real life. 13. Be kind and patient with yourself. As we already established, changing bad habits doesn't happen overnight. So don't try to get upset or frustrated with yourself when the process takes time. It takes a while for your brain to form new connections and for a new pattern of behavior to kick in. Don't chastise yourself because it doesn't happen instantly. Also, don't beat yourself up when you have an inevitable slip up, and do not use it as a rationale for quitting. 14. Surround yourself with people who live the way you want to live. You don't need to ditch your old friends, but don't underestimate the power of finding some new ones, especially kind of people that are successful and more smarter than you. The idea here is to make you get inspiring and motivating to be like them and more. Being accountable to others is a powerful incentive to keep you going. By both giving and receiving support, you keep the goal in focus. That's why many kind of people choose going to the gym with a closer friend. Working with an individual sponsor or counselor can help you deal with the basis of your bad habit and find healthy ways to take care of yourself instead. Being accountable to a friend helps you just stay on track. 15. Use an if-then plan to replace the bad habits with a good one. Having a goal to break a bad habit is not enough. If you want to permanently stick to good habit, an intentional plan of action is required. One way to do this is to use an if-then plan of action. An if-then strategy requires you to be as specific as possible on where and when you will take a given action. Here's how to create an if-then plan. Step 1. Identify the scenario that usually triggers your bad habit. For example, your friend offers you a pizza. Step 2. Specify a different response to the trigger. Ideally, this should be a good habit that would replace and prevent you from falling into the temptation. For example, you ask for a piece of fruit instead of the pizza. Step 3. Combine step 1 and step 2 into an if-then format. If on Saturday evening my friend offers me a pizza, then I will answer, I prefer a piece of fruit instead. Using an if-then plan makes it easier to react to your craving and replace them with good ones because of the prepared automatic response. This may seem too simple at first, but over time you will notice how effective it can be in helping you to break a bad habit. Resume of our video. 1. Identify your bad habits. 2. Choose a substitute for your bad habit. 3. Train yourself to think differently of your bad habits. 4. Cut out as many triggers as possible. 5. Keep it simple. 6. Think long term. 7. Persist. 8. You don't need to be someone else, you just need to return the old version of you. 9. Use the word but to overcome negative self-talk. 10. Go slowly and make tiny changes. 11. Find a better reason to quit. 12. Visualize yourself succeeding. 13. Be kind and patient with yourself. 14. Surround yourself with people who live the way you want to live. 15. Use an if-then plan to replace the bad habit with good ones.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive all our news.
If you learned something new today, then give the video a like and tell us in comments which step you like it more. And here's some others great videos I think you will enjoy. Just click on the left or on the right.